What are 5 things I wish someone had told us before we launched our startup at NuORDER? I think definitely one of the major points for me is hiring a great leadership and management team very early on in the game. It's always easy to be, stuck in the day to day and, trying to do the work yourself. However, that really doesn't enable growth and allowing the vision that you want to realize when you're caught up in the day to day. So I think great leaders obviously enable you to be able to focus on outside of the business, looking at vision and strategy and growth. And the leaders can obviously focus on the inside of the business, which is critical, and also help enable that culture and team spirit, which is so critical to any young and growing business.
The second thing would be adding headcount is not always the solution. We saw a lot of sales success early on, and so we thought adding headcount would be the obvious solution. And without the correct structure and management and process, it actually hurts the business. And it took us a while to unwind those mistakes. So adding headcount is a solution, but you've got to have the platform right first and the processes and structure in place.
Yeah, I think another key point is to always make sure you take the time to plan kind of the year, even quarter ahead. Again, going back to the day to day, and stuff's on fire every single day at the office, and that's really what you're focusing on. And it's very easy to kind of make that your priority every day. It really requires commitment to pull yourself out of that for a minute and to really focus on what you want to achieve long term, short, medium, and long term, and put that into a plan, and then make sure that the rest of the team around you understands what we're working towards. I think, earlier on, we didn't necessarily do that very well, and we're really making that a priority and focus, and it really pays off with the team and obviously for the growth and strategy of the business.
The fourth one would be someone described to us that working and running a startup is like being punched in the face every day. And, the media is very good at talking about all the successes out of Silicon Valley, and they make it look easy. But the reality is that's maybe a contrast to reality. And so, what can happen in one day is you win your biggest client, you're high-fiving, and then you lose a really important staff member. And so it's highs and lows. And there's only one secret there, is to not give up and know that what you're doing is normal, and just keep on making moves and keep on making decisions and moving the ball forward. The final one would be always be raising. I think we've left, probably our first and second raise too late, and it's an easy mistake to fall into because you're in that day to day, you're in the weeds, you're constantly working, on the business, and then you realize, oh, hang on, we're going to need some capital injection soon. So you want to be thinking about not just when you are going to raise and when you go and do that roadshow. It's more about building relationships way out in front, knowing who you're going to go and speak to when you are ready, and making sure that those people know you. So when the time is right, you go back to the well and they're very, very comfortable with where you are at.
Absolutely.